My name's Miles. In my first year selling on Amazon, I did over $1 million in revenue and well over 6 figures in profit. In this video, I'm going to break down the entire story and everything you need to be successful with Amazon FBA in 2024. The story starts back in February of 2021. I had convinced my parents to let me graduate college early to chase my Wi-Fi money dreams. The past year, I had spent living at home trying every online business model under the sun. Selling used books on Amazon, flipping sneakers, starting an SMMA, even Shopify dropshipping, pretty much everything, but nothing had really clicked and gotten me that elusive 10K a month in profit yet. But I had true reselling experience. I also had experience selling used books on Amazon for a while. Even if neither of them had been super successful, it did give me a good baseline of skills, and I knew online business worked. It just hadn't worked for me. And something a lot of beginners struggle with is blaming the business model and not realizing that you're the problem and you're the solution. Every business model works. It's just figuring out what worked for you and sticking with something for 6 to 12 months to really implement it. So like I was saying, I had been selling on Amazon for a while, but just selling used books, literally nothing else. Why, might you ask? Well, because of ungating. Basically, as a beginner, Amazon restricts you from selling certain big brands and categories because they want to avoid fake products being sold on their platform. The information about how to get these unlocked didn't used to exist. Luckily, these days it's really easy. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you how to get it done. In February of 2021, I got that information about how to get Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour ungated even as a newer seller, and immediately when I did it, I listed a bunch of my old sneaker reselling inventory and it started to fly. That first month, I did around 5K in sales, all just merchant fulfilled on my old shoe inventory, and I started documenting my journey on social media, which connected me with some other Amazon sellers. It was late February of 2021, and I'd started posting a lot about what I was doing, and I was watching a Gary Vee video, and he was talking about how you have to respond to every comment and get to know your audience. I thought, Gary, I'll go a little bit further, and I'm actually going to DM and introduce myself to everyone who commented on my recent pictures. Introducing my boy Garrett, he had commented on my picture. I reached out to him, and I knew he was a fellow online arbitrage seller, and we met up that night on Zoom, and now we've literally talked every single day for 1,000 days in a row. We both made 6 figures in profit in our own Amazon businesses that year, and that was my first experience masterminding with other Amazon sellers. We started talking every single day, getting on Zoom, and we built a great friend group without even meeting in person. You'll notice that's the theme of my journey: finding, masterminding, and building with other like-minded entrepreneurs, and Amazon sellers has made my journey significantly easier and a lot more fun. I was even in Garrett's wedding last month, so you can see, I'll pop it up on the screen, the boys dressed up in the tuxes, all the different Amazon sellers that were there. A bunch of our friends from all over the country came to Maryland and celebrated him and celebrated his wedding, and it was a hell of a lot of fun, and I've been so blessed to build lifelong friendships with other Amazon sellers, and it's made the business a lot more profitable. Into March of 2021, I took off like a rocket ship. I started buying and selling everything under the sun. Pools were really popping off because of what happened in 2020 and 2021, as well as Nike Air Force Ones and some different products. I even had this banger retro hair clipper I was buying for $150, selling for like $300 on Amazon and pocketing like $60 to $70 profit a sale. That made a big difference. In just that second month, I did over 30K in revenue, and it completely changed my life, and I knew selling on Amazon was my thing. April of 2021, I really started to get a rhythm. I started to really focus on replenishable types of products, stuff that I could buy on different websites using coupons that stick around for a while. I could get in hand, list on Amazon, sell through merchant fulfill that had low competition, rinse and repeat, and that helped me scale my business quick. I had a core group of different websites that I really like to buy from and just got in a nice rhythm buying and replenishing products, and that should be your goal as a beginner Amazon seller, to find products you can buy and sell through again and again. Now, here's one of my major mistakes. In May of 2021, I went on vacation to visit my grandparents. The problem was I was only doing Amazon merchant fulfilled. I wasn't yet doing Amazon FBA, so I was fulfilling orders all myself. So all my inventory was back in Pennsylvania. So in May, I took a massive step back and I did way less revenue than I did in April and March, and even close to what I did in February. This was really a light bulb moment that if I was going to scale, I really needed to do Amazon FBA as well. But once I got back in mid-May, completely rejuvenated and ready to scale, I took off like a rocket ship once again in June and did over 50K in revenue. This largely consisted of getting ungated in new brands and just horizontally scaling. Horizontally scaling is a fantastic way to grow your Amazon business, because the nice thing is, There's no secrets. Using SellerAmp, our product research software, you can see inside the storefronts of other sellers and see all the different brands and categories they're carrying. And then you can look those products up on Google to figure out what suppliers are carrying those products. Now all you have to do is make them profitable. Something that's really helped me is utilizing different coupon codes and sale opportunities. Luckily right now, guys, we got Father's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, July Prime Day, and back to school approaching, and the fourth quarter's after that. So there's going to be a ton of phenomenal chances for tons of different sales on different suppliers' websites, so we can really clean up. Check out some of my live product research videos on my channel for more tutorials on that. July of 2021 is when stuff really starts to take off. I did over $60K in revenue and finally got that $10,000 in profit in one single month. This was also when I met my now business partner with SellerAmp, Fields of Profit, and he was another great Amazon seller we added to the team. And we started our own free Discord community that's still running to this day. You can join it completely free today at the link in the description and start interacting with myself and other like-minded sellers. A lot of the products I was selling at this time were back to school friendly because it's July, that type of stuff's popping off, and I slowly started to increase my purchasing quantities. And like I was saying, I was still all merchant filled at the time, so my sales plummeted once again. But while I was on vacation, I attended the first ever Miami Sellers Conference and got to know a bunch of other Amazon sellers and actually hung out with a lot of my friends in real life for the first time, even though we had spent tons of time together on Zoom running up these different products. I saw people doing 100K a month, 200K a month, $1 million a month on Amazon and was like, wow, if that guy can do it, I can do it, and was completely inspired and ready to get after it for my first back to school season. I got home on right about August 15th and immediately turned back on my FBM listings and things just took off. That first week, I had my first 10K revenue month and started to make over $1,000 in profit a day. Right when I took my store out of vacation mode, I took off like a rock chip and did over 100K in revenue for my first time in August, and that was largely in only 2 weeks at the end of August. Back to school is completely life-changing. If this is your first back to school season, it's really important to understand some important dates. The 4th of July and early July are going to be tons of good opportunities to start sourcing products because there's going to be tons of different sales for different retailers, and that's when demand starts to pick up for back to school products when parents are buying stuff for their kids knowing that school's starting next month. Mid-July is going to be July Prime Day and where demand really starts to skyrocket, and it's also important to note the end of July and early August, lots of different states have sales tax holidays, which are great opportunities to buy products cheaper, so make sure to look up on Google when yours has one. The peak of back to school is August 1st to August 20th. If you're planning on taking off work to have some extra time to sell products or source retail arbitrage or whatever, August 1st to the 20th is the best time, specifically August 5th to 20th are the biggest days. However, if you're on the West Coast, check out the ASD trade show, which is a wholesale convention in Las Vegas. There are going to be some different meetups with Amazon sellers there, and I'd love to see you there and shake your hand. So I'll be at the ASD trade show in August in Las Vegas, and then you need to get right home and start FBMing again. After my newfound confidence got developed in August of 2021, September 2021 was where I really started to focus on primarily shifting to FBA because some of my merchant fulfilled products really dropped off. I'm getting completely transitioned over, starting to get a flow of sending in products to FBA, stuff selling a little bit slower, but once it does check in Amazon, it's selling faster and at higher prices. A big problem I ran into back in the day was restock limits. Luckily, storage limits aren't as much of an issue these days. However, back in the day, they were a huge problem for Amazon sellers, and this is something that really restricted me. But it was more of the same, right around 6 figures in revenue for that month, right around $15,000 profit. September and October were just business as usual. Now, November, we're getting into the heart of Q4. This is where things start to get fun. I had my first 200K revenue month as FBA really started to scale up, even though my restock limits were an issue. I remember every Monday I would refresh my restock limits and pray that they gave me more storage space to send more products in. But by this point, FBM starts to pop off again and I'm getting in a nice rhythm pumping stuff. One thing that's insanely helpful during Q4 is online arbitrage pickup orders. Dick's Sporting Goods and a lot of these big retailers, after what happened in 2020, added buy online, pick up in store to avoid contact and stuff like that. And that's something I've used to absolutely scale like crazy because I can order it from my local Dick's Sporting Goods, then pick it up same day and sell it on Amazon same day. So definitely consider using buy online, pick up in store for retailers that offer it at your local stores, especially during back to school in Q4. Seeing over $30,000 in net profit in one single month was absolutely mind-boggling, considering just about a year ago, I had been struggling to even make 5K profit in one single month. If you're wondering how I found the capital to scale, I was using a lot of business credit at the time, specifically the Amex Business Gold card. I'm now more of a fan of the Amex Plum card as well as the Capital One Spark with the 2% cash back. Obviously, using business credit adds risk. Do your own due diligence, audit your own risk tolerance on that. However, business credit is how I found a lot of capital to scale quick. What happens at the end of November? Black Friday. Now, thankfully for the American consumer, every retailer runs a massive sale that weekend, and that means tons of inventory for us. And this is where demand really starts to pick up for Q4. Prices go through the roof, and we're paying cheaper than we ever can for that same inventory. I went absolutely crazy during December of 2021 and made over $50K in net profit and over $300K in revenue for just that one single month. It was absolutely hectic. I did a ton of merchant filling, absolutely crazy, annoyed the crap out of my parents. They loved seeing me grow my business and realize my dreams, and it truly showed me what I was capable of and unlocked a whole new world of potential financial freedom I could go ahead and see if I worked really hard and stayed really consistent. Finally, I had found that massive vehicle that if I put a ton of time into, could produce massive results. Making $50K profit in one single month was more than I expected to make just a couple years prior when I was planning on being a teacher as a college student. And I finished up that year just barely above 1 million in total revenue and had become a six-figure earner for the first time. This was crazy to see my Wi-Fi money dreams finally come true, and I really think the key was picking one thing and sticking with it for 6 to 12 months. Like I was saying earlier in the video, every business model works, but they only work if you do, and you have to stick with it long enough to see massive compounding results actually happen. The mistakes I made were conforming to what everyone else was doing. When I was getting started, everyone said ungating was impossible. Everyone said all-in arbitrage was hard. I did the exact opposite of everyone's advice. I got ungated immediately. I scaled online arbitrage to the moon. I did a ton of merchant fulfilling when everyone wanted to say that it takes a lot of time. Meanwhile, I think only doing FBA or trying to do private label or wholesale from day one takes more time because online arbitrage is a lot more simple and easy. And merchant fulfilling, you save a lot of time selling the products faster, even if it takes a little bit more time to individually fulfill. And that's the story of how I was able to scale my Amazon business fast and completely change my life through the beautiful vehicle of flipping name brand products on Amazon. I kept scaling my business from there, eventually got a warehouse, and it's been business as usual ever since, growing my Amazon business and growing SellerAmp, our product research software. If you're an established seller or you're a new seller looking to get going fast, now is a perfect time to apply for my coaching program with all the big holidays coming up. Memorial Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, July Prime Day, back to school. That was when I really took off back in the day. There's a ton of great opportunities coming up, and I want to help you maximize it. If you're interested in all my favorite deals, coupons, tips, tricks, and strategies, you want to be around other sellers crushing the game, you want a massive vault of content to check out, 3 group coaching calls a week, as well as a one-on-one live sourcing call with myself, and you want personalized one-on-one help directly with me, scaling up with online arbitrage, now is a great time to apply for my mentorship program. I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can check out a ton of info about people we've helped, what we offer, everything like that. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you have any questions, please let me know down below in the description. I'll leave a link to my full free course right here and my full ungating tutorial right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.